All right, family. We live with the general. You already know what time it is, man. We got a very controversial subject we dealing with today. We talking about Carmelo Anthony trial going on. Young brother swimming in shark infested waters. Got all white jury and this is you supposed to be judged by your peers. And we have to, and I have always said that white peoples is not our peers. Then we're not peer because you got to be social or racially a peer. You got to be socially a peer. You got to be economically a peer. You see, in order to, and that's my understanding of what it is. Because if you come from a racially biased people that have always been racially biased, that's what we expect from you. We don't expect nothing else from you. You see, so we can't get nothing. We can't get no damn fair trial from no all damn 12 Neanderthals. Who you do? Who the hell you think you fooling? You see, who the hell you think you fooling? And so, I mean, when you say appear, the hell are 12 white people appear with black people? That don't even make no damn sense. But this is what it is, and so they intend on being, and so we don't know where it's going, but it ain't looking good. I can tell you that it's not looking good. And but we still, we rooting for the young brother. I know I am. I'm rooting for him that, that he get off. Because uh, how many of our people have perished? With all these racially inclined incidents. You know, no justice whatsoever. So, I mean, honestly, I don't, I am biased. I can tell you right now, I'm biased as hell. And ain't gonna lose a damn wink of sleep over what a motherfucker think about me either. I'm biased as hell, and so I'm rooting. I don't even need to know. I don't even need to know the facts. And really don't. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't believe the brother, just outright, just, but regardless, I ain't rooting for, I ain't saying he's a murderer, but it don't make me, honestly. And they feel the same way. They honestly don't give a goddamn, the fact that black peoples is rooting for Carmelo Anthony, rooting for him, and he didn't dug in the boy chest with the knife and so they want to send a message that, you're not going to be right or wrong. You're not going to be killing they babies, right or wrong, and so I am biased, and nobody can get up there and say they not biased. You know, everybody got damn biased. You got it's a line of thinking that everybody possess that causes them to think in a particular way. And so if you think you're gonna go up there and everybody just gonna, it's all about justice. It ain't about no goddamn justice. It's about bias. It's always been about bias. Oh goddamn justice. You know how many people in this country they ain't never got no damn justice? So I mean, come on now, let's stop this bullshit. So I've been I did a lot of videos on Carmelo Anthony and what I felt, and I felt that he was, in his right, to because white people see, they say, they could say some shit to you that'll make you motherfucking want to knock their ass out or do something else. When a motherfucker get to talking, and I didn't had to step to a couple motherfuckers where they mouth get to because they thinking soon as you say something, well, I call the police, they thinking you gonna cower or any goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? They think you gonna cower. They think they got that position of authority that they could call the laws on you and that you gonna shake and shiver and that they could just by a command of their voice get you to bow down to them. You know, shit, not me. Not ever. You see what I'm saying? So shit, sometimes you just have to do what the fuck you got to do. And that's just what it is. When you in a situation, you have to be the judge of your own motherfucking life. Motherfuckers go out there, they could be in the comments. Motherfuckers can say whatever the fuck. That particular incident was between that boy and the other Metcalf, whatever his name was. And listen, if my motherfucking life on the line, or if I feel my life, I wouldn't give a fuck how you think. Fuck you. If I need to make, and it's on me to make the choice for my life, and I feel threatened, motherfucker, you kiss your ass goodbye. You on your way. Wherever, they say it's only two places to go. Well, motherfucker, you on your way to one of them. You on your way. You can figure that shit out when you get to where you going. But you on your motherfucking way, because I ain't gonna hesitate. You know what I'm saying? Talking about people say, these, they say shit, that make you, that'll make you flip your wig, and so to have him down there, and that's why you have to choose the places that you go to. Being around them damn Neanderthals like that, people run from their own peoples, and sometimes you have to run because they off the motherfucking chain too. But that don't mean go run. People think it's always, you want to live around them damn Neanderthals and shit. Oh, it's the suburb. There's some damn beasts. It be some of the worst goddamn crimes and most wicked motherfuckers be out there in them suburbs and shit. Motherfucker, I'm going out there. We'll go right on ahead. They wicked as hell out there. You know what I'm saying? So you thinking you doing yourself a favor and shit, you going deeper into the motherfucking cauldron, to be out there. And so now he got 12 white jurors, and I've been seeing a few things, and like I said, I didn't got a whole playlist on Carmelo Anthony, and it is what it is. It is what it is, and he should, he should get off. He should get off, but and and for whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like the boy brought the knife there just to, even if they say where he didn't have to, or this, that, if that's what they say. I mean, shit, people have to have something on them. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on in the motherfucker life and shit. Motherfucker have to have something on them sometimes, because you got your situations, I mean, people say, oh, it's high school. It's a lot of shit that be going on. You know what I'm saying? And, a knife is the least of your worries, because a lot of times they just be outright shooting. I went on the news today, man, and I can't believe, man, it was so many shootings across the United States in the last like 2-3 days. It's ridiculous. I mean, this shit. I went on the news, man, and it was like 3-4 shootings. It was one in Toledo. 12 people got shot. It was another shooting. Man, 3 people got shot. One was unalive. And they don't know how many goddamn people got shot in that one, because motherfuckers were just showing up to the hospital on their own and shit. So they done left the scene and motherfuckers showing up at the hospital. So they saying 3 people. I say, man, it's just motherfuckers. It's just mass shootings everywhere. So so I mean, having a damn knife is for the most part, motherfucker trying to really keep somebody up off of them. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know, that's almost today. That's almost like a damn. It's a defensive weapon because if a motherfucker got a gun, you know what I'm saying. The motherfucker really trying to do some, you know, and you know they gonna come with some heat. So that brother had a knife, you know what I'm saying, and obviously, you know, being in an environment where it's predominantly white, some motherfuckers been talking shit. You ain't gonna make me believe ain't no motherfucker talking no shit. You know what I'm saying? So you know, and so the brother had him something on him, and he did what the fuck he did, and so now you know the nation is against him and shit, and this, that, and the third. But no matter what the fuck, who against you? You know what I'm saying? When you are in a predicament where you have to decide, you know, this is your life. You choose what the best decision. And if you feel you have to, you know, if you have the motherfucking digging the motherfucking chest, then just start digging. You know what I'm saying? Or it's gonna be your ass. You know, they don't give a goddamn. Do you know how many deaths happen in black communities? They don't even give a damn. That, you know, it's good for the news because people watch the news to see niggas die. That's what they watch the news for. Don't nobody watch the news for good things and shit. And motherfuckers watch the news to see who dead. That's all. So in order for the news to keep its ratings up, you know, that's just like a lot of people. They like these shows like 48 Hours. And I'm not gonna lie. I used to watch 48 Hours. Cause it was a psychological thing for me. I wanted to see what the fuck was these, our people thinking. You know what I'm saying? You know, what the fuck is they thinking about? But after a while, I just had to stop watching that shit because that shit will it would stain your motherfucking, your spirit. It'll stain you where you get to feeling depressed and shit. And you get to, you have to leave that type, but that shit is almost like demonic possession when you watching shit like that. It's almost like demonic possession. And it'll have you all fucked up spiritually and shit. You watch it a couple times, but you watching people and they babies then been killed, and you see the agony in they spirits and voice and eyes, and it say, wow, I can't watch this shit. And so, but that's what the news is about. So, you got this great circus, going on around the Carmelo Anthony and another young brother, in a predicament like this, and we hate to see so many young in these predicaments, and believe it or not, it's a whole lot of young black people out here fucked up. Real talk, already fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I seen it with my own eyes. I couldn't believe it, but I seen it. And when I saw it, I was like, damn, man, young brothers 12 and 13 and 14 already been through shit that grown motherfuckers hadn't been through. You know what I'm saying? 12, 13, 14. I mean, out here, you feel me? Living like a grown motherfucker. No parents, nowhere, sleeping over here, sleeping over there, selling dope, robbing, smoking, drinking. We talking about 12, 13, 14 motherfucking years old. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but this brother had a family, but I'm just saying it's a lot of, and people don't see that shit. And people don't see the shit, and the cycle is like a never ending fucking cycle. They had these young, and the sisters and the young brothers is in some fucked up predicament because niggas won't get it together. That's just all it is. Niggas won't get it together. They focus, and that's another thing we don't focus. Niggas focusing on this bullshit. But motherfucker got to internally deal with self, man, and heal all these wounds and scars, and you know what I'm saying? That I mean, trauma. You know what I'm saying? Just trauma all over the fucking place. But again, I hope that this good brother come out on top most definitely, and I hope he come out on top. And at the bare minimum, man, that they don't try to send this boy up the river. You know what I'm saying? Just, send him up the fucking river for, he's 7 fucking 10 years. Well, I don't know how I think he older than 17. Now he graduated. So he might be 18. I don't know. Is he 18 yet? He's 17, 18, and have some leniency on the boy at the minimum. And I'm quite sure that whatever he should have some money for an appeal and whatever the fuck, be ready to appeal this shit. Real talk. I mean, shit, be ready to appeal this shit immediately. They should not, take that lightly. You know what I'm saying? And they got to go fund me and shit. And at the minimum, if they try to stick it to him, with some bullshit, that he should be ready to appeal immediately. You know what I'm saying? And get that ball rolling. And that way, he probably can, stay out for until, his appeal. You know what I'm saying? So at the minimum, do that. And get this and say, hey, you know what? It's already in the works. You got 12 motherfuckers and they talking shit, and you know what I'm saying, and in a county where, how he gonna win? I mean, normally they would move the trial. They should have, moved the fucking trial. You know what I'm saying? Move this shit somewhere where, they ready to lynch, Carmelo Anthony. They ready to lynch him. And so they should have, tried to move. I don't know if they did or not, or did not try to move it. But I mean, shit, And so if they railroad him, he should appeal on the basis that, hell, he can't get no goddamn fair trial down there when everybody already got the, it's already in. They already in on the end to try to to lynch him. So most definitely be ready to appeal. But anyway, family, get over, before we get off of here, man, we got some fire over there on Patreon, man. We got the Mississippi Mound Builders, Children of the African Olmecs. I want y'all to get over there. Also, let me get this up here for you. The Egyptian Dragon, Morpheus, and the Dream World. I want you to get over there, and we lining it up, family. Right now, this one is up there right now. How could a Black Indian race originate in the Arctic North America? Part 2 is on Patreon. It's up there right now, man. The visuals is off the chain. I know y'all want to see that. This is more like the one on Patreon is a lecture. So it's all visuals, mind-blowing visuals. I want you to get over there and get that work. But let's send some shouts out to the ancestors for the young brother Karmelo, that he'll be successful in his trial. You feel what I'm saying? And again, and at the bare minimum, if they find him guilty, I expect that they should appeal that shit immediately and get they should appeal immediately. I'll see y'all in a minute, family. We'll be right back. Black Power.